All right, we live, we live, we live, we live. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Hey, hey, hey. It's Wednesday night. We got Coach EJ in the house coming straight off of a Kentucky high school championship. She's at Rupp Arena right now watching the boys game. So she's coming up out of there. And listen, Erica brings all the championship things to the party. She's a Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame inductee. She played at our beloved Kentucky, where our son plays. Um, from Lexington, Kentucky, but one of the very few. Erica, let's talk about how you're one of the very few women that have come out of Lexington to play at Kentucky, and then we'll move on to your championship. Tell us about how many is it? Can you name on one hand? I think so.
Myself, Stacy
BB,
McIntyre, BB Crowley, Leslie Nichols.
Stasia,
Yep, Stasia. Yep. I mean,
and all of y'all from Henry Clay. What's up with that?
yeah, I said Blue Devil Nation. That's what we bring. That's how we coming from the Blue Devil Nation. That's what it is. Yeah, so it's about 5-6 of us, and we all came from Henry Clay.
And all of you from Henry Clay, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy. So what is the legacy with Henry Clay with women's back? Because y'all the only ones that have also won a state championship for Lexington.
Yep. Henry Clay is one of the few schools that won a public, other than
Yes.
private, with a state championship in 1990. See, I was in middle school when they won it.
Right. That was with
Demetria Bryant was on that team.
right.
Cheyenne
Meet you
Palmer,
Bright.
Missy Jackson. I believe Shelly Nichols was on that team. Leslie's sister.
Leslie's sister.
Uh-huh. They had a nice, for a while there, in the 90s, Henry Clay was pumping out nothing but D1 players.
Because Leslie's sister played at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Michi went to Iowa and Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Cheyenne
Palmer, she went, I believe it was Drake, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh-huh.
And then Missy Jackson played at Kentucky State.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so why was there such a long drought for girls going D1 out of Lexington? There's been a couple. Like we had Ebony Rowe, but we had Brianna Green.
Yeah. The Nikki Davis kid from Catholic, she went to where did she go play at? I can't think.
But from a public school though, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Brianna's at Catholic.
And Brianna was still at a public school. Yeah. The only ones I know of besides Ebony Rowe is Duncan. Oh, it's not Duncan now. We just put her in the hall. We just put her in the Hall of Fame with you. She came in with you, didn't she?
Cal. Rucker. What's her name?
Rucker. Gwen Rucker.
Gwen. Yeah, that's her name. Mm-hmm.
Gwen Rucker. So before that, though,
I don't know, man.
That's what I'm saying. I can't.
For a while there, when I was coaching in Henry Clay, a lot of girls was just playing volleyball. So volleyball,
we did have a lot of good volleyball girls come through at the time.
Henry Clay was kind of like
Henry Clay was dominating it again too, between Henry Clay and Dunbar, because Leah Edmond came out of Dunbar.
Yep.
And we had a couple of them come out of Henry Clay again.
Yeah, because that too, volleyball was kind of huge, and a lot of those girls was just playing volleyball, and they didn't want to play basketball. But I think now that's kind of on the up and up. I see a lot of girls more now, wanting to play basketball and getting involved.
I think we're doing a better job in Lexington with the development. I think I think right now Leestown, I think, is leading the way with development. But I think
kudos to Coach Johnson, man. He does
Oh,
his thing.
absolutely. He's doing a good with
He
the boys
he
and the girls. I mean,
yeah, he
just
does.
middle school period, right?
He just he pours into them. He's teaching. He's in the gym when no one wants to be in the gym, and he getting kids in the gym that's and they liking it. And
Yeah,
so
and
you
then
got
and then, but I
kudos to
love his
him.
assistant coach, Coach Carter.
Oh yeah, Coach Carter. Yeah, I mean you
She
gotta
does a
be.
lot outside with AAU, and she's doing a lot of. I mean, she's always in a gym somewhere.
Oh yeah, always. I see her every time I'm out.
Every
Something got
time
hard
something
over there.
come up, she's posted one of her teams is winning somewhere.
Yeah.
She's they're like us. We've been saying we're gonna get them on, but we're gonna get them on here pretty soon. Um, I need to get her on in next week or a week after. And I got somebody booked for next week, but because she's coaching the boys and the girls, and Lee Town's just been dominating basketball for the last couple of years. So those girls, most of them are going to Dunbar, and Dunbar is seeing, I think, some of the benefits of the Leestown. Um, I mean, they were just only a couple points away from getting into the themselves.
Yeah. I think a lot of those girls that go to Leestown, if their feeder school is Dunbar, but a lot of them go to like Douglas and other schools that have like other programs that they can attend and and register for. But a lot of them, if they stay with Dunbar from going to Leestown to Dunbar have a pretty nice
Don't
girls team.
see. I mean, but that's all the time. I mean, even for us at the middle school level, even coaching football, if the
Hmm.
kids that we're supposed to get would just come to our school,
Right.
we would be good every year. So what
Yeah,
are y'all doing?
y'all probably lost a lot of kids to the new middle school, huh?
Yes, we lost a lot of kids to new middle. We and before the new middle school opened, we were losing them to Hayes,
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
right? So what are y'all doing at Clark County? That's had y'all. What's this? This was y'all's fourth time in the
Sorry.
last 5 years, maybe
No, no. We've been I've been to Clark. This is my fifth year there. So we've been there since I got there. This is our fifth straight year
fifth
going to the
straight
state.
year there, right? Okay, yeah,
I mean we just like we develop it first and foremost. You got a great head coach. We got a great leader.
and it help. It starts at
And
the
that
top.
makes a huge difference. And
It
then
starts at the top.
when you have a great leader, then you got great admin, great AD, great
Yes,
facilities.
yeah, y'all got brand
Everyone,
new facilities, right?
yeah, and everyone, just believes in, and pour their energy, time, and effort, to the basketball program, the community. I mean, Saturday night was unreal to see, how
All
many,
the people
all the
that showed
red
up.
that was in the stands. I mean,
Hmm.
Clark County, I think they bust down 22 buses or something from Clark County.
What?
Yes, 22
That's a
buses.
lot.
Well, and here's the thing. They put out to say if you want to come to the game, just park your car at the school and just get on the bus and you go for free. Like that's big.
That's big. That's
That's
support.
huge. That's
That's
support.
support. That's
Yeah.
support. That's support.
And and
But
playing,
you're a county school, so you know what I
yeah,
mean. When you only have one school to support, one high school to support,
right.
that helps. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh
Fayette
yeah.
County is kind of spread out. Now that you got 12 middle schools and how many high schools we got now? Nine, seven.
Uh
Wait a minute, nine, eight, seven, six,
six
six, six high
six
schools.
not counting the
Not
private.
counting the private schools, the three private
Right.
schools. Right. And so that's just kind of tough. But
Yeah.
what a blessing for your AD and your administration to step up and
And our
to
superintendent,
make sure that support is represented at this, because that's huge.
I mean, our superintendent, he's about the kids, first and foremost. So,
Hmm.
he wants to make sure that our kids and families come out, have a good time, enjoy the game, and they do it for free. That's huge. Like, a family of four or five, paying to come into the game could
Could
be
come,
easily
that's I mean, that's a
$200.
ticket fee. Yeah. Because how
I
much
mean,
was
we
it?
not
Was it
even
like was it $10 a ticket? Was it how much did it take? $15 a ticket?
maybe $15, $20 a ticket. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not even counting,
And not
the high
yeah.
concession stand prices, that type of
Oh, it's
stuff.
rough. They ain't yeah. Rupp ain't
Yeah,
no joke.
yeah. But
We go to
yeah,
football games, so I know how it is. It's, just go get a
you got to, like I said, it started, not only with the superintendent, the principals, our ADs, the coaches, and then the whole
it.
community showing
It
up,
takes a
man.
village. It
It
takes a
takes a
village.
village. It really
It takes
does.
a village.
And here's another thing too, just me being there for 5 years, like the way that Coach Graham goes about doing things. You know, um, just taking care of our players. And he loves on them. He's hard on them. He loves them even more harder. He is hard on them, man. We kind of old school with it. We
Yeah.
really don't have problems. We don't have problems in the
Mhm.
locker room. We not only teaching them the game, we teaching life as well. You know what I'm saying? Because that comes
That's
with it.
the best thing about sports are the life skills that you get out of sports. I
Yeah,
just don't know how to get people that don't like sports to understand that.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's definitely because um, I done did it on every level, and if you can't take the constructive criticism that comes with the game, you ain't gonna make it.
You're not gonna make it.
You're not
You're
gonna make
not
it.
gonna make it. Oh my
Cause
God, you're not gonna make it.
you're gonna have that up and down. It's gonna be a roller coaster, but it's all about how you adjust. While you on that roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
sometimes people don't make the right adjustments. You know.
Sometimes people just don't make the right adjustments. You know what I mean? And sometimes when you don't learn that in sports,
Hmm.
it makes life hard because when life gets hard, you don't know how to make the adjustments.
Yep. 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 You're right. That's true. And it's like
It's
like
hard to
you
make
said.
adjustments in life because you don't you haven't gone through the adversity in order to be like, you know what, I done been in the fire,
Right.
or even just working as a team.
Right.
You know what I
Definitely.
mean? In
Yeah.
relationships. Like even
Yeah.
I don't think people understand just how much working as a team helps you to work in as a team in a relationship.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because
Because
you gotta have that.
you're
If you
not gonna
can't.
always get along.
Right.
You're not gonna always like each other.
And think about how long the basketball season from October to now,
From
where
October,
we
yes.
we with each
Grinding
other more than they with their family. Right. We
more than with
grinding.
your families.
Yeah. And we have fallouts and fusses and all that. But guess what? We're family. So that's part of the family. The family
That's
functions.
part of the
That's
family
part of it.
experience.
And guess what? We all we
Absolutely.
got. We all we got. And
We all
another
we got.
thing we
Oh my
we
God.
preach is always, you know, it's that little small circle in of us. Don't let nobody in. We ain't let nobody in. You can't come in. You ain't part of this family. So I mean that's kind of the stuff that we live by. Stay together.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody in. Be on one accord. We got a problem. We gonna handle it right here amongst us.
We're gonna handle it right here. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So so what so you've been on every level. It's March Madness. Of course, to me, I think as much as I love football season, ain't nothing like March Madness.
Oh yeah,
To
because you
me, this
just
the
never
best
know.
time of the year.
Yeah, you just never know.
This is the
You know.
funnest time of the year. Even though I love football, basketball, March Madness is. I guess because it's back to back, you don't have to wait every week in order for
A game
you
to
kind of
play
get it
or to
back to
play.
for a game to play. You have to
Yeah.
wait every week. You watching back to back to back to back games
Right,
from
because it
Thursday through
started.
Sunday.
No, it started Tuesday with the
Started
play-in. It started
Tuesday.
last
You
night
get to
with
play
the
in. Oh
play-in
my goodness.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it started
Tuesday
Tuesday.
tonight.
Huh?
Then you got all day tomorrow, all day
All day
Friday.
tomorrow, all
Then
day
the
Friday,
women
all
start
day
Saturday.
Saturday,
Yeah.
all day Sunday.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't really have that with football with the playoffs, but with basketball, I mean, you literally could just get locked in for the whole weekend for the next 3 weeks
Yeah.
because it
And
goes
you
by
watch
so
your
fast.
basketball 12 hours straight.
12 hours straight. Absolutely. So it just doesn't get no better than that. So let's pivot. Who you got winning it all, Coach? Let's go to the women's bracket.
Go to the women, bro. I don't see nobody beating UConn.
Me either. Not even you. Not even South Carolina or Texas.
Yeah,
And they both tough, but I don't see anybody beating UConn this year.
I don't
They
either.
going back to back.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, they're tough.
They're
They're
tough.
tough.
Yeah,
They
they're
do, and
tough.
they
I don't
play.
see.
They
I don't.
play. You can tell they like playing out there too. They play well together as a team. Um,
Mm-hmm.
if you watching them, man, they sharp. They tough. It's gonna be hard to beat a team
I
like
mean, but
that.
Gino always. I think the only reason why Gino had a couple of down years was because he had some. He was, he had some major injuries. I mean,
Injuries,
he
yeah,
had
yeah, that was battle
like
injuries, yeah,
major injuries, like not just one or two players. He was kind of like UK. He had like three or four.
yeah. Because when Paige tore ACL
Page
and
or yeah,
someone,
Page. Matter of
someone
fact,
else was
Page
hurt,
and AZ were out at the same time, weren't they?
yeah, yeah,
And it was somebody else.
yep.
So he had some major injuries that was out, and I think that was I mean that I think that helped South Carolina, and who else was it? South Carolina that won it that year.
I believe so. Yeah, they did.
No shade to her, but she's always good too. But I don't. I mean, Gino's a vet. He has he he always has them.
You know who else I like? I like Vanderbilt, but I don't think their bench is going to allow them to do
I
what they
don't
need
think they're
to do.
deep enough. I
Yeah,
think once somebody figures out how to shut the point guard down, it's a wrap because I
yeah,
don't think that there's anybody else good enough to really just step up like they have with like Texas and LSU and South
right,
Carolina do. Who is their best player, or whoever their best player is, there's still somebody else, two or three other players that can still step up and set the tone and take over a game.
right.
Um, Whereas I just think Vanderbilt just has the one.
Yeah,
I just think they have the one. But I was glad to see them. I mean, glad to see the SEC still on top.
on top. Been like that for a long time.
And they've been like that for a long time. I mean, Pat Summit back in the day set the tone for the SEC for women's basketball, and it's been going strong ever since then. I don't besides well, even when Gino was on top or when Stanford was winning,
Yeah,
SEC was still dominant. Like they've
they
never not been dominant as a women's league
yep, yep, absolutely.
in women's
Then
college.
back old school when I was watching Texas Tech and uh, Louisiana Tech,
Louisiana Tech.
they were
I mean, they were in the mix, but it was still
yeah,
SEC.
they fell off. Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't get those players like they normally do.
yeah. Then Baylor came around
Yeah,
with Mulkey.
yeah.
Um,
And
then
then
there's a
too,
couple of
Baylor can kind of fell off too a little bit because of the players are not going there, and
but
the NIL is
when you
different.
get a generational player, like I think the reason why Baylor was good when they was because they had a generational talent in Brittany Griner.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? I just
Yeah,
think that when you have a generational talent, it makes
and, and then
you're gonna
you
go
can
through
recruit better when you got generational talent. People's like, I
when you
want
get
to
a
go
just
play amongst
yes,
her. Yeah,
I want to go play with them because you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
win.
yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely easier. So what sets apart a winning team as opposed to a team that just got talent?
What sets apart of one team when you got talent? I guess when you have a winning culture, you just do everything different. You know what I'm saying?
What's
Because
different
be having talent, because hard work beats talent any day. So
all
what's really
day?
talent? You know what I'm saying? All day long.
Yes.
If I
Yeah.
got a girl that's a workhorse and that's a utility girl out there taking charges, getting rebounds, impact the game in different ways, that beats a winning team. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
A
that just could
talented.
shoot or somebody just
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
talented as
yeah,
far as just yeah.
yeah. That beats a talented team. Um, you know, just I mean everything. Just doing what you're supposed to do. Being on time at school, going to class, being on a good teammate, making sure everything's run well in that locker room. It be the little small things. You know what I'm saying? Showing up on time on practice. Being vocal out there. I mean, it be all the little small stuff. That's how you impact not only the game but your team as well. It'd be little things like that. and that brings your winning culture. Because if you got everyone else doing all of that, and you got that one leader that's leading everyone else, and everyone else is buying in, how can you lose?
You can't lose. It's hard to lose, and it's hard to lose when you have unselfish players. When you have a player that can go in and score 20 points a game, but they get their teammates involved.
Mm-hmm.
I think is definitely a game changer. And I think that's the reason why I don't know how Gino always does it. He always finds those type of players.
Yeah,
To
I mean,
me,
them are the ones they recruiting, and they know what it is, and going there.
but they're also the ones that understand hard coaching,
Yeah,
because Gino tells you, he said, you can't come here and be soft. You
right.
know what I mean? If you're not already used to hard coaching, you're going to have a difficult time.
Time being
And,
here. Oh yeah, of course.
mhm,
Yeah, you definitely
and I
gotta have
think
that mental toughness.
you got to have that mental toughness in order to
Going
be
to play
able
for
to do that.
Gino. And also you got to think
And I
too.
think they play for
Winning.
Douglas too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Winning culture teams. You know, it's already out there. Like no one's bigger than the program. We'll
Nobody.
get you gone if you feel like you
Real
bigger than
quick.
the program. We'll say bye bye to you, and we'll bring on somebody else who's gonna be a part of this winning culture. It's gonna listen, and it's gonna be a teammate. Learn, and gonna work hard. And gonna do everything together as a team. So yeah,
Well,
you
you
come
guys
in.
did a good job of um T came in,
Yeah, she came
she
in 3 years ago.
transferred in. Yeah, y'all had a couple of that transferred in, and y'all was able to kind of put the pieces together. Was there anyone that had to transfer out? I didn't see anybody. I haven't seen nobody transfer out. Everybody graduated and went on, but I didn't see anybody that you guys had on any of your winning teams that transferred out because there was a conflict.
No, I mean we don't have those type things. I mean we
And then
just
y'all have young girls that have done a great job. But I mean, y'all was playing like 2 8th graders, I think.
yeah, yeah. I mean just you come in and set that standard and let them know this is what it's gonna be, and we gonna play the best. If you working hard, you gonna be out there on that court. We don't care if you 7th grade, 12th grade. I mean whatever. You know if you out there you working hard and you giving buckets in practice and we seeing it, you gonna see that court.
And that makes a difference.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
does.
even gonna lie, because I mean, we've seen some cultures. We're around a lot of sports. So we've seen some teams and we've seen some cultures where they don't necessarily play the best players. It's almost like I I almost can't even put a picture on why they won't play, because they're seniors, or and so they want to give them an opportunity, but we haven't been able to figure it out. But what we do know is that when the best players aren't on the court or on the field, we don't see winning like we feel like we should see winning. I'm gonna put
Yeah,
it that way.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. I agree with you with that.
So how do you feel about Fayette County? Like, where are we in Fayette? Because
We're
I'm, I'm
behind.
I still want to go back to only a handful of girls that have played for the University of Kentucky,
See,
and I
Fayette
think
County,
the last one was Nastasia the last one.
I believe so. Yep.
So that's been.
See, Nastasia left and went to Dayton first, and then she transferred
Then
to
she
Kentucky.
transferred back, and so did
Uh,
Keela. Keela went someplace first, right? And then she transferred back.
who is it?
Keela Snowden, because they
Yeah,
both played about the same time. Except
yeah,
Keela didn't play but Keela played at Christian or Catholic. She was at one of them.
yeah. She
She
played
was
at Catholic.
Catholic.
I'm trying to
So,
think
but
of her
I'm
name.
saying a public school, one of the actual Lexington public schools. I think Nastasia Alcee is the last one, and that's been years.
So what? 10 years ago, maybe 15.
Because that was when I think longer than that because okay, I think longer than that. This is the reason why I think it's longer than that because when Matthew, I think, just took over after didn't she play for Mickey the Mouse?
Yeah, she played for Mickey the Mouse.
Right. So Matthew Mitchell was here for years, and then um after he stepped down,
The Mouse came after Coach Maddox left, correct?
I don't remember who was before. No, it was somebody else before.
Before the Mouse
Somebody else
came?
before Mickey the Mouse.
Are you
It
sure?
wasn't Matt. It was somebody after Coach Maddox. I thought, and you might be right. It just I don't. I thought there was somebody else after Coach Maddox. Because you played for Coach. Who did you play for? Coach Maddox.
Yeah, I played for Coach Maddox, yes.
When did Sharon Fanning come?
She was before Maddox.
Before Maddox. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to pull it up. Hold on. I'm gonna have to pull it up. I'm not gonna lie. I was disappointed that Kyra left, but Coach Brooks is doing an absolutely fantastic job.
Oh, yeah, it's doing a great job.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
like their draw too. I like that draw. They got a nice
You like
draw.
the draw? Oh, I like that draw too.
Yeah, I
I
like
did
that draw.
too. So so they're at West Virginia, right? I
Yeah.
think.
They don't have West Virginia first. They got uh who did they play first? Hold on, I think I have to look.
Hold on, I'll pull it up.
Okay.
But I thought they had a really, really great draw in the
I
bracket.
think they can
And then and if
make
they
it to
make it to
the
the
Sweet
Sweet
16.
16, I think they play UCLA. They're in UCLA's bracket, I think.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think they can make the Sweet 16.
I do
I
too.
think they
That's
can
what I
beat
was
West
thinking. I
Virginia.
think they can make Sweet 16 too.
Yeah, I think they can beat West Virginia and West Virginia.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yep, I do too. Yeah, let's look up the girls. Let's look at the girls. We've had there it's just been interesting for just to see the progress of women's basketball. Um
You know what I think when the whole Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark thing was going
yeah,
on, I think it became really, really like big and
they
huge.
definitely took it to a whole nother level. Like, and I
It
don't know
started
if that
getting
was
more girls
the
interested in playing and want to be a
and
part
it got
of
and it definitely got more people with eyes on the WNBA. I'm
watching it.
not even
Yeah,
gonna
for
lie,
sure.
and watching the game.
Yeah,
Because at first I was upset because I was like, why y'all act like we new to this? Because we didn't have some powerhouse basketball players that came before Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
yeah,
And so, but and I hate that people are just now coming in with, seeing them when y'all done missed out on y'all done missed out on Candace
great.
Parker and Lisa
Yeah,
Leslie and Cheryl Swoops and
yeah,
Cynthia Cooper and
yeah.
I mean
Shamika
y'all done
Holmes
missed
Claw,
Tamika Holdsclaw,
catching.
Tamika
Yeah,
Catchings. You done missed
yeah,
out. Y'all
yeah.
heck, Diana Taurasi ain't too far removed. I mean, she was
Right.
cold.
Yeah.
Y'all done missed out on some Sue Bird. That whole group was all them
And
girls up out of UConn
you
were
come.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just hate that a lot of people are coming in and thinking that, oh well, y'all got a couple of girls. No, we done been had some people that could
Right.
play.
Yeah. For sure. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We done been had some women that could play. I mean, even now, I don't think Chelsea Gray gets enough. I don't think Kelsey Plum gets enough credit. Um, I think the whole USA team is cold blooded,
Oh yeah,
and
they
we didn't
good.
have some good ones in the past.
Yeah, they really
That's a
good.
good squad. That's a good. I mean, that's a squad. Yes, yes. We cutting out. Did I lose your coach? Kentucky Wildcat women's basketball team.
I bet, Terry. My brother was calling
No,
my
it's good.
phone.
Yeah, no worries.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you. So they had oh, they got James Madison the first round.
Hey, Terry.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. I can hear you fine. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
'Cause
Yeah.
I can hear you good. Yeah, I can hear you good. I can hear you good. Okay, cool, 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 cool. So, I don't know if that I was trying to look for the Wikipedia for the women's basketball. Let me see. Here it is. I found it. Who are the coaches? Head coaches.
For the women's national team.
You're right. I forgot. Mickey DeMoss was after Bernadette.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. Oh, we didn't have some. That's five really, really great coaches in a row. Not that Sharon Fanning or Terry Hall or Debbie Y'all, none of them were good. I mean, they were good coaches, but yeah, they were powerhouse. Mickey DeMoss and Matthew Mitchell, and then Kyra, and then Kenny.
Okay.
Um,
There's some really good coaches right there.
those are some really good coach. Oh yeah, those are really good coaches. And then even still, then we've had four All Americans. We've had Valerie Still on here, Victoria Dunlap, Adia Mathin, Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard is still, again, she was a great player. She went number one in the draft.
Yeah. She's still with the
Still
Atlanta
with
team.
the Atlanta Dream, right?
Yeah.
And I think she's on the USA team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she's still on the USA team. So, um, so great history of women's basketball at Kentucky. I just think that everybody always talks about the men's team, but I just think that don't get enough don't get enough press either. They went to what, the back to back Elite Eight. We don't When Matthew Mitchell had them with Victoria Dunlap and that whole crew. That was a squad. And I think
Yeah.
Nastasi was the beginning of that squad. I think, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. So they had some good players coming through there. So what do parents need to understand as far as, I think this is the hardest part, is the
Yeah.
parents.
Coaching is that dealing with the
Is
parents.
Dealing with the parents is the hardest part of coaching right now.
Telling you, man, especially when you deal with parents that's never been a part of a
Had
team,
never been a part of a team and don't
don't
understand the
understand team
commitment
concept.
level.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard dealing with the parents, or they feel like their child should be
It's
playing over
playing,
another child,
yeah.
and they're not seeing what's going on in practice,
Right.
Because you should never have to have a conversation with a parent about why your son
While
or
your child is
daughter's
not playing, they should be able to tell you why they're not playing.
why. Yeah, and that's one of the things, we don't really have parent conversations, um, because our parents know what it is. Yeah, because everybody got the same opportunity, so that's what it is. But it's hard when you got to deal with parents that just don't understand the team concept.
And they just want what and I get it. I'm a parent, so I
Yeah,
understand that I just want best for my child,
you
but I
know,
don't
and
understand as
the parents, because the parents, they either, they toxic in the stands, they
yes,
they arguing with whoever, you know.
yes, ignorant on social media.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
They the loudest ones on social media. So, and you can't tell them nothing
oh man, nothing. And where they just so caught up in their child, and
because you're just
you
so
know
caught up in their child, and they don't understand that this is a team concept. I mean, if your child should play a individual sport, something like
right.
tennis, or
Yeah.
I mean,
Go
something
run
where
track.
they go run track. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe,
And
hey,
even then, it's still a team. It's
no.
still a team sport.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No love lost, but maybe basketball is not your sport.
Yeah.
Try something different,
Try
but keep
something
them
different.
busy. Yeah, and that's what it is.
I don't. Let's talk about the commitment level. Um, I think the biggest thing that a lot of so I'm in a couple of mom groups, like I'm in a football mom group, and I think the biggest thing they talk about is like it's spring break coming up. So everybody wants to go on spring break,
Okay.
or they want to go on vacation, they family vacations and stuff like that.
Okay.
And they don't understand that that's what dead week is for.
Right. Yeah. True. Definitely true.
They don't
No,
understand that's what dead week is for.
I'm big on breaks. You have to take them.
And you need
You have
them.
to. You have to. So your body can get back to
Absolutely.
some normalcy without all the wear and tear and of the grind that you've been doing in season. And in the off season, I'm big on breaks. I used to tell my son that all the time because he was a three-sport star in Henry Clay, and he went from football to
Ball,
basketball, track,
basketball, track, yes.
and plus you get to build muscle, on your body just going to those three different sports,
Yes.
especially from when he went from basketball to track. Like I mean, he was so much stronger going from basketball to track and then going into football after
Mm-hmm.
track. Like his body was so different.
Mm.
I always just be like, listen, take breaks so
Take
your
a
body
break.
can heal, and then go. It was always maybe about two
And you
weeks.
grow more when you recover, when your body rests.
Yeah, you do.
And I
Yeah, you
think that
do.
that part of it is overrated, is
It
underrated
it
maybe.
it, it is, and and that's what we talk about. Like our kids, like during basketball season and going to trainers and doing the extra, and sometimes you got to be like, when did you take a break? You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Because if we going hard in this practice, and then you leaving this,
You're
practice
leaving
that we didn't
practice
went
and
hard,
going
and then
and
going,
working on your individual stuff with a trainer.
yeah, I'm like, you got to worry about taking care of your body so you won't get injured. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to overwork your body. That's when
Yes.
injuries start to happen. So it's
And even
always good to
nowadays,
take a break.
I don't think I did a good job even in the past with my kids in sports with their nutrition, with really, really helping them to understand the nutrition part of it. Like,
Oh
because
yeah,
we're always on the go. So it's just so easy to just go grab something,
McDonald's,
McDonald's, and
Chick-fil-A,
yes,
yes, on the go.
instead of being a little bit more intentional with having,
The fruits, the
fruit
vegetables, and
yeah, nuts
the
and
protein.
the protein,
Yeah,
especially the protein.
yeah,
Even now I still struggle. I was having a weight issue, and then it came down to I was just not getting enough protein in.
yeah. Yeah, it's
So
huge.
and this is me not in season. So I can't imagine what my child's body is like or how it was back in the day when I with not getting enough protein in. I don't know how we was able to maintain
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is.
without getting a new protein. But now I think nutrition almost has to be the priority.
Oh yeah,
And
it's huge.
in this day and age, because you're always grinding. And and I don't think people understand, and this is what I'll need people to understand, is that the diet and your nutrition helps with your recovery and preventing
Right.
the injury.
Injuries. Right. Yeah.
We didn't have that information back in the day.
Right. Yeah. It's always now is take care of your body.
Now it's
Take care of
about
your
taking
body.
care of your body,
Yeah.
and number one thing has got to be your nutrition and what you're putting in your body and how you're eating and getting enough. Like even today, I think I was at track practice and I had to remind the kids, what time do y'all eat? When you get up in the morning, if you don't eat, you're already fasted because you've been asleep for you should have been asleep for at least 8 hours.
Eight
And
hours. Right.
don't diminish how much sleep you need to get. Sleep is right there with recovery because your body has recovered from enough sleep. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I think that's the part that a lot of kids and parents are totally missing is that part. Coach
And
Jack.
then another thing is too. That's what I tell our girls. Like, they'll go all day at school and not eat. And
And
they get to
not eat.
practice and know we get ready to have this 2 hours, session of
Yes.
practice, and we get ready to go hard, and
And
you
you're
haven't ate. Like, make
all
it
day.
make sense. you are gonna be throwing up. You are gonna be dizzy. You are
Yeah.
like you,
You're not gonna have any energy.
right. So you have to eat. You got to
Yeah.
fuel your body in order for you to go. So a lot of them they just don't think about it like that. They think they can just turn it on. All right, I'm gonna get on this court. I'm gonna be able to turn it
Yes.
on. I don't know.
No, you can't.
Because it's
Right.
always somebody, faster, stronger, don't expose you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take care of your body and eat the right things.
Oh my God. I think that's the part that a lot of people don't understand. And that's probably the most important part
Yep.
is the nutrition, feeding your body and getting enough sleep.
Yep.
You can't be up all night and then get up in the morning and think that you can go um back and forth and get it in the way that you can and be an elite athlete and be able to do it. Coach, we lost you again.
Uh-oh, hold on.
You get another call?
My brother's calling me again.
Oh, okay. You good?
He's gonna pick me up. Yeah,
Okay.
oh, my
Okay.
phone's about to die. I've
Well,
been
all
out
right,
all
coach.
day.
Well, if your phone's about to die, we'll let you go. Hey, listen, I just wanted to get you on here
Oh
because
yeah, for sure.
oh my God,
I appreciate
congratulations
that.
to
Thank you
you know
so much. Thank you. Thank you.
to the team. You know,
It's still, still,
you
it's
and Didi
still
are my
like a,
people.
oh yeah, for sure. It's still like a surreal moment. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I
Feeling
bet.
and experience. Still on that kind of high. That
Yeah.
we won the state championship. Um, I'm looking forward for next season. We got some young
I mean,
pieces.
y'all running it back.
We definitely will have a chance. We should. We got some young pieces that we
She said her phone was about to die. All right, all right, all right, all right. Well, we done lost Coach E. First of all, I want to thank there she go. We're
I'm
gonna get
back.
you off here, coach, so we can so you go plug your phone in.
Yeah.
But
Can
y'all
you hear
got
me?
some pieces that should y'all got some
Oh
pieces that
yeah.
should come back and y'all should run it back next year.
Yeah, we have a great chance. I tell you that.
Good stuff. Good
Yep.
stuff.
I appreciate you having me on here though.
Oh,
I love talking
absolutely.
basketball. I can do this all the time.
Oh, before you go, who you got winning the men's bracket?
Uh, you know who I like? Like
Who?
I like Arizona, but I like
Okay.
Florida to win it again. I think they can win it
Okay.
back to back.
Back to back, Florida back to
Yeah,
back. Okay. Well, let's go
I like
SEC.
Florida to
I'll
win
go
it
for the
again.
how far is Kentucky gonna go?
Uh, Sweet 16.
I hope they I hope they make Sweet 16.
Yep, Sweet 16.
Yeah, I hope they make Sweet 16.
Yeah,
I thought they had a great they got to get past this first game. And then
yeah,
I think the second game will be a little bit easy. I think the second game will be easier than the first game.
yeah, yep. I do too. I think we make it to the Sweet 16.
Okay,
We got a
yeah.
great chance to make it to the Lead Eight for sure.
Oh yeah. And I just think that Coach Pope doesn't get enough credit because you got three major players that have been
That
injured
are
all season.
injured.
Injured. I mean, you get those three back, and they're a totally different team. I can't tell if it's me frozen or you frozen, Coach. Yeah, totally different team. Well, listen, everybody. I just want to thank y'all. Thank for the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame. We had our Lexington Hall of Famer Erica Jackson on. She just came up off of her championship game. Championship. Oh, I just heard the hubby just kind of pulled in from his game. From her championship game, and what you say, Erica? Hey, Mr. Brown, you said that there's a car salesman at Paul Miller that's happy. Oh, for Did Erica just buy a new car from Paul Miller? Oh, you got Coach Bryant just pulled into the garage. So I'm a hold tight just a little bit. We lost Coach Jackson. I think she said her phone was about to die. But we want to thank her for coming on. I want to thank the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame for always this I got a couple announcements. This Saturday, we're the Building Lives Through Sports is hosting their showcase at Kentucky State. They have a football it's a football showcase. Before the football showcase is a girls flag showcase. We're running it back again. And oh man, I just froze. So I know I'm freezing too. And then there's also a cheerleading showcase at Kentucky State going on at the same time. So go out to Kentucky State. If you go to my page, you should be able to go to Building Lives Through Sports is hosting that. And Coach Bryant just pulled in. He's fresh off of their first baseball game of the season. He's throwing out because it was cold. Well, you didn't already miss Coach Jackson has already been on. Coach Bryant. Yeah, you missed her. Her phone kind of died out, and so she was coming out from the boys' high school. Sweet 16 was going on, and so she was leaving Rupp from there. And anyway, so did y'all win?
No, played well. Made a few mistakes, quite young, but we look good. We got some young talent. I mean, we really did. I'm excited. I mean, we took an L, so we're not kissing our sister, just playing well. But we're gonna get some wins this year. There's no question about it.
Okay. Well, we've already talked. So, she said she feels that on the Coach Jackson, did you fill out your bracket?
My NCAA? No, not yet.
I was wondering who did you I think I don't know if you did a girls one, but for the girls, I feel like UConn is gonna go back to back and win it again. I don't know. I can't see even South Carolina or Texas. I can't see nobody really beating UConn. I think they're gonna go back to back. And
well, I think to answer that question, I filled out a girls bracket, babe. The second thing is, who have I been saying all year long?
UConn.
And I say this with every sport. If you got athletes and they're fundamentally sound, let's go back to Coach E. Jackson's little team.
Yeah.
I watched them play a couple of times, but I watched them in the Final Four in the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
They play fast.
Yes.
And they played, excuse me, because the season's over and they are the champs. Congratulations to George Rogers Clark, young ladies. But the biggest thing is that's UConn. They play in sequel. I don't know if they have an inside game, outside game, they do it all. And they play D. So that's who I've got winning it. And I've had this team winning it for the last 2 seasons. And each time and that's Houston.
Gotcha.
I got Houston winning the boys. Now, I know Mr. Brown timed in. Who did he say?
Oh, I don't know. Mr. Brown, who you got winning it?
Who's that?
No, he was saying congratulate Erica, the car salesman at Paul Miller that's happy her brother Keith worked at.
Oh, okay, good stuff. Oh yeah, Keith. Yeah. But with the boys, I got Houston. I think
Houston.
I got Houston. I think Duke, no, because they missed one of their horses. So is
Florida misses somebody?
I think Florida's missed somebody too, because that makes you. And then let's go back to my 49ers. And everybody was talking about great Wood and Chris. And I say, well, it all goes through him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a reason why the team is number 1. There's a reason why the team's number 2. You have those stallions, you got those secretaries and men of war, and then everybody else can run well, but it pays to have them.
Absolutely. I think that aren't giving credit to not less credit, grace to Kentucky, because you're losing. You've been missing 3 horses all season. 3 of your starters. have been missing, and that's tough on a basketball team.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. My problem. I mean, I'm Big Blue. Everybody, I'm through and through in every sport. It could be ping pong. Go BBN. But my biggest problem with them is their inconsistency of scoring. Which is a big deal. You got to score. I mean, you got to, and I always say all the time, the great late Bobby Knight said it all the time about basketball is very simple. Basketball don't play defense. They get stops.
Mm-hmm.
You can get multiple stops, 5, 6, 7 times. When going back to Coach E. Jackson and Coach, with congratulations to him as well, that's what turned the game around in the beginning of the second half, because I mean, third quarter they was getting stops.
Yeah.
When it matters. And I think that's been the biggest thing with Kentucky is to get stops, when it matters, and then scoring, finishing up, being consistent, because what's the kid begins with a C for Kentucky? I can't think of his name. I'm remembering. I'm sorry, I'm still throwing out. I mean, he makes big plays for Kentucky. God, what is his name? I'm picturing him, but I can't think. But anyway, it'll pop in my head.
Okay. Well, Coach Bryant, we since you're throwing out, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna end this early tonight, so that you could get into your bed and thaw out, and we got a great guest coming on next week that I'm excited about. We're gonna finish out the month with Women's History Month, and then we'll have some great guests for April as we get out of March Madness. So hopefully next weekend we'll be able to hopefully be celebrating the Sweet 16. I hope my Kentucky boys and the men and the women are in the Sweet 16 next week.
I mean, I know you probably spoke on the young ladies, and
I feel like they got a great draw in the.
Who they play first game?
They got James Madison first.
Okay.
On Saturday, same time as my showcase camp, and then I think they got West Virginia after that. But I like who all they. Well, West Virginia is really, really good though.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, they're really, really good. They got a good women's team, but I feel like we can beat them. The women can beat them. So I'm hoping that both teams, Kentucky teams, make it to the Sweet 16.
Well, good luck to Coach Brooks and also the head coach, Coach Pope, as well. And maybe it's UK. And then I guess coming up real soon, we'll be talking about Kentucky football.
Mm-hmm.
Spring game is April the 18th, switching it over to a little bit of football, but it is basketball right now. It truly is basketball. And again, congratulations to George Rogers Clark for winning the state title game, and well deserved. Coach did very well, and all his assistants. I guess the one around this area, did Great Cross win?
I don't remember. I wasn't watching. She was leaving.
Okay.
And I didn't look. And I asked her, and we talked about it, but I didn't forget all that quick because I really.
That's okay.
When
sorry I'm late.
I didn't have a dog in the fight on who was left in the Sweet 16 when
the boys.
With the boys
Yeah. All right. Well, we're good.
When Freddie Douglass lost.
Yeah, no doubt.
Really going for GIC because that's our girl. Her indeed.
I've been knowing them.
And we've been knowing them for a long time, and them are people. So excited about that. We'll be excited when we can get off this hump where we can get to win. Same way with football. It took 40 years before in between championships.
Right.
I can't remember when's the last time we won a championship for basketball. It's been a minute.
Was it Lafayette the last time?
Was it Lafayette?
I think
Lafayette.
I think Lafayette. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But it's been a while.
Yeah.
Lafayette won it, and that was a team that was just average, and they peaked and
At the right time.
and they pulled on a ring. But it might have been somebody before, but I don't recall.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean I don't.
Because I know we were talking about with the girls. Henry Clay was the last girls team
Henry
to win
Clay.
it. And that was in she said 1990, I think.
Yeah, 90 or 80. Yeah, 90. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. Well, we good.
Okay, baby. All right. Well, we'll see y'all next week, and we are wrapping it up. That's a wrap, and have a good, happy March Madness.
All right, go Cats.
Go Cats.